Hi and welcome back. My name is Leticia Jimenez and we're here for another episode of Amplified Timbre. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the TCM mic. Today we have a percussionist. His name is Pete Korpela with us. Thank you for being here. And he's going to talk about a little bit about himself and about his experience with the TCM mic. So, Pete, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, your background.
I was born and raised in Finland, and I got into drum set when I was, I think, maybe 8 or 9 years old. I started playing hand percussion when I was maybe 12 or 13. I saw my old teacher play conga drums on TV, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And I used to travel 3 hours one way to take a lesson with him.
Oh, wow.
I did the training by myself, and I did that for years because there aren't that many percussionists in Finland. And when I graduated from high school, I got into college, Sibelius Academy in Helsinki, where I studied more hand percussion and classical percussion. And then I came to LA late 90s. I went to a school called LA Music Academy that doesn't exist in its original form anymore, but it's still there. I think it's called Los Angeles College of Music. And I came here because I wanted to do studio work. That's what I've always wanted to do. And LA still is, but at the time it was the place for any studio work. And all my heroes, Lenny Castro, Luis Conte, you name them, they all live here. So that was how I ended up moving to LA. And over the years, then I started getting work. I toured with The Lion King for several years here in the United States.
Oh, nice.
I toured with a singer named Josh Groban the last 8 years or so. And I toured with the jazz singer named Melody Gardot. And all along I've done a lot of studio work. In the last few years it's been mainly film music, film scores or TV soundtracks.
Wow. What kind of film scores or for what type of movies?
The Lion King, Spider-Man Far From Home, Men in Black International, Straight Outta Compton, Ready Player One, Shining 2, or it's called Dr. Sleep. It'll be out later this fall.
Wow. And
It 2, the sequel for the one that was, I think, released a year ago or so. So those are some of the Oh, and I worked on the first 2 seasons of the Star Trek Discovery that's running right now. So
very cool. Nice. So tell us a little bit about your experience with the TCM mic, what you like about it, or
I first heard about it through a friend of mine and my old teacher, Kenny Ricard. He called me, he's like, dude, you gotta get this. And I believe I was heading out on tour with Josh, and so I called Hector, and we still joke about this a lot, but I called Hector and he's like, so what do you want? And I said, well, I need that mic system. And Hector's like, well, you can go online and order. And I was like, no, I gotta get the right thing. Can I come by and hang out and see what you do and how it works? And Hector's like, anytime, give me a call. So I actually ended up coming to his place. We hung out. I brought, I think, 2 or 3 Cajons, and we tried all of them. And it single-handedly changed the way I mic and use Cajon.
Wow. And why? Why did it change?
Well,
what changed your, I guess?
There's so many ways, and there's so many wrong ways to mic a Cajon, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. The way it's located, it's gonna sound great automatically, and there's no sound bleed. and there's almost no. I think there's been 1 or 2 times when I had some feedback issues, and that was not because of the mic; it was because of the sound guy. And it doesn't move. So usually when I play, I end up shifting the instrument a little bit this way or that way, and the mic always stays in the same place. So that's not going to affect how my instrument sounds.
So it's always consistent, basically.
Absolutely. And because of the location, because of the how the mount works, you get amazing amount of high end, and the corner and the snare sound. Usually, all the sound guys, or let me back up. Usually, the way Western musicians or Western bands like to treat the instrument is a drum set. So all they want is big kick, a lot of low end, and a snare, like a backbeat, and everything else gets lost. But the way Hector's microphone system works, it captures everything all the time, and so the sound guys it's actually harder for them to make it sound bad than good. So it's almost foolproof.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I've used it in arenas, in stadiums, at Hollywood Bowl, at Red Rocks, at Madison Square Garden, and like all over the world. And there's never any problems. Just even if I have a technician or a drum tech who sets up my gear, boom, it's there. I walk on stage, and I play, and there's never ever been any problem.
Absolutely. Nice. So you heard it right here. Good, thank you so much.
That's my experience, and that's why I use it. And even in the studio.
So you vouch for it.
Absolutely. I use it in the studio all the time, and I've been in places where they have $5,000 or $10,000 microphones, and yes, you can use them for room mics and everything, but I always insist that let's hear it out, and sure enough, the engineers, they always end up using it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
And where can the people actually follow you, or on Instagram or anything like that?
My name Pete Korpela on Facebook and Instagram, and I don't have Twitter or anything else, so
That's fine.
All right.
So you can check them out there.
and PeteKorpela.com is my website.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And if we'd like to have you back to do a demonstration, would you be willing?
Absolutely.
Yes, he's got to come back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was it for our session. Don't forget to subscribe below, and also check out amplifytimber.com, where you can see more of the TCM mics and the various products that we have, and also they come in different woods. Okay, so stick around. We'll be having another episode coming soon.